Hey guys, it's Misty Eyez, and I'm here with Queens of the Week. Alright guys, this topic is from Ivory Towers. By the way, I got new lights for my bathroom. Does it work? I mean, they're completely different from the ones I had. Are they better? Are they worse? Do I still look gorgeous? Anyways, yeah, this week is from Ivory Towers. She wants to talk about beauty pageants. Pros, cons, are you a bar queen or a pageant queen? Do pageants mean anything to you? So basically what she's asking is, are pageants important? Yes and no. Yes, pageants are important because before RuPaul's Drag Race, that's really the only way that you could become a national drag queen. For example, Miss Continental tours the 50 states and does all the prelims for Miss Continental. Miss US of A gets to tour all the states and do the prelims for Miss US of A, etc. And that's the only way that you could really go into every bar or every state and get known. I remember being young and being like, oh my god, Natasha Richards is Miss US of A, and Danielle Hunter is Miss Continental, and, you know, going to see them. Now it's the RuPaul girls. But pageant queens are still national title holders, and therefore, I definitely do still think it's a major big deal. I actually want to be Miss Continental one day. The reason I say it's, on the other hand, it's not a big deal is because, bar pageants, bar titles. You can't just wake up and compete for Miss Continental or Miss US of A or Miss America or Miss All-American Goddess. You can't just wake up and be like, oh, I'm a national level competitor. You have to start somewhere. The best place to start would be the bar titles, like Miss Monkey Business, Miss Elements, Miss Steel, Miss Bill's Filling Station, Miss whatever. The local pageants. These pageants usually don't go into any system, meaning the winner goes nowhere. When you win Miss Florida Continental, then you go to Miss Continental. A lot of times at bar pageants, girls win that should not win. So when, for example, when a girl comes to me from out of town and she's like, oh, Misty, I missed this and I missed that and I missed this and I missed that. And I'm looking at her like, but you're rotted. It happens all the time. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm saying if they are telling the truth, I don't know how they won. The negative when you're a show director, if somebody comes to you and tells you they're a bar or a title holder, could be, a lot of times in beauty pageants, girls hire everyone to do everything for them. They get someone to do their hair, they get someone to do their makeup, they get someone to do their costumes. Yes, they're the ones modeling, and yes, they're the ones acting and performing on stage, but they did nothing. So when you hire them to perform at your club, then you're like, wait a minute, you look nothing like the girl I just saw. Because you don't know how to do your hair or makeup like they did. And that's a negative. However, usually when you do get to a national level, like competing for Miss Continental, by then you've learned a couple tricks along the way. So yes, pageants are a big deal. Cons would be, another con would be, it's all in the eyes of the judge. For example, I was dressing one of my sisters for a local pageant. I think it was Miss Pride of Fort Lauderdale or Miss South Florida Pride. It was Latrice's pageant. And Latrice had a real woman on the judge panel who was a real beauty pageant girl. I think in the American, or I know it was in the American system. I don't know if she placed at nationals or if she was just Miss Florida America or whatever. I can't remember. But the America system is anti everything, meaning the same in the drag world. You can't smoke in your crown. You can't cuss in your crown. There's a lot of things that the American system is against, just like in the real girl pageant. And I remember in Noelle's talent, she had some cuss words. And that judge gave her a 0 on her talent. She clearly did not like her. And the other judges had her winning talent. So she got first alternate because of the America judges score, but she did not win. Every judge had her winning except for the America girl, who obviously did not like her cursing and took it personal. Pros and negatives. Am I a bar queen? Am I a pageant queen? Both. I love pageants. Again, I want to be Miss Continental. But I started off just being a bar queen and then getting into pageantry. Most girls, I always say you got to work for free for many years before people start hiring you. The other way would be start doing beauty pageants. When you become Miss Florida or Miss whatever, people will start to book you. Usually not the local pageants, but once you start getting acclaim, people are like, hey, we want Miss Pride of South Florida, we want Miss East Coast, or we want Miss whatever, come to our show. And that's when you start getting notoriety, etc. Otherwise, you got to go and bust your ass at benefits and things for free, working for tips. Or you can get out there and bust your ass and spend a lot more money on pageants. Pageants are very expensive. I was going to go to Continental this year, but I spent all my money on surgery. I want to fix my body. So, I didn't do it. And next year I'm probably going to get something else done. So, I probably won't do pageant next year either. I need to wait. Especially when you get your gowns made for your body and then your body changes. But yes, pageants are important. Yes, I definitely recommend pageants. Especially pick a system, US of A, Continental, All-American Goddess, etc. And go for that system. But if you've never done a pageant, start look with the bar titles. You know, it's a whole different ball game when you get out on that stage. When you perform for a bar crowd, you develop fans. When you perform for a judge panel, usually they have no idea who you are. And oftentimes it's true. Judges often have a favorite before the pageant even starts. I've definitely been to pageants before where national title holders entered and were gooped. And then a local bar pageant girl, a local girl, beat them and won the pageant. And that happens a lot. When a pageant is at a specific bar, for example, I remember there was a big controversy about Entertainer of the Year. It was held in Kentucky, and girls came from every state to enter this pageant. And a girl that works at the bar in Kentucky that the pageant was at won. And everyone's like, the judges fixed it for her. And did that happen? I don't know. I wasn't there. But judging is all about relative. You know, if you might have a favorite. That's why when I do Miss Pride, or when I do Miss Stonewall for Pride, I usually try to get judges that don't know anybody, because I want it to be fair. But that's me. I'm weird. Yes, pageants are important. Yes, I want to be the pageant queen. I've done pageants. I've got 4 crowns. Only 4. You have to lose a lot of pageants before you start winning them. But, yeah. Loving you, Zizi.